I don't remember the last time, if I've ever gone into someone's house. I've been outside of people's house plenty of times, but going inside. Is it okay if I park here, or is this?
For now, because you're not gonna be here that long.
Would you like me to come up, or?
Yeah, come on up.
Okay.
I want to show you the rig.
Oh, yeah.
I've got it running right now.
Okay. It's nice to meet you.
Yeah, like Jen. Come on into my home.
It's time for another used part pickup ride along. In this video, I'm going to be picking up a couple of computers, and these are actually being donated by a viewer. A couple of nights ago, while I was streaming, someone popped into the chat and asked this. What's a good place to donate a used PC? You can donate it on your local Facebook Marketplace or OfferUp. You could donate it to like a recycling, like an upcycle type of store. Goodwill. Can I donate it to you? Are you located in Washington State, doggy? 64. Because otherwise, I don't think it'll be worth it. Shipping a computer for donation, like that's gonna cost already 70 or 80 bucks. You are local. So it turns out they're local to me. We ended up DMing back and forth for a bit. They told me about their situation, and we're gonna meet up at their place so I can take it off their hands. They live just a town over, so not too far away. So let's head out, and I'll tell you more about the pickup on the ride over. It is a little bit drizzly this morning, so not ideal for a type of video like this. Lighting's not the best, and checking out computer parts in the back of my car, standing in a little bit of rain. Yeah, not the best, but what are we gonna do? We are officially in fall season, and it's gonna be like this until probably late spring. So we've got a good 6-ish months of this. I'm usually pretty hesitant to take on parts or builds from viewers. If it's worth any amount of money, I highly encourage them to try to either sell it to pocket the money themselves or try to give it away locally in their own area. With everything going on in the world, especially everything going on in the country, government shutdowns happening, people are losing their jobs. It doesn't hurt to have more money in your bank account for a rainy day fund should anything happen, even if you're okay right now. But they were pretty insistent about it. They said they really like the channel, they like the content that I do. They built a new computer, like a complete new computer, so they don't need this one anymore. They actually have 2 computers they said they were willing to donate to the channel. The other one they didn't give me the specs on, so I don't know, it might be like a much older one, maybe the one that they had even before this one that they want to donate. This main one, the specs are an Intel i5 8600K and a GTX 1080 with 48 gigabytes of RAM, and then like a random assortment of storage. Though they said they might keep, I don't know if they are going to keep some or all the storage. The core specs of the system are pretty decent still. So let's see, 1080, what is that, 2016? And then 8600K is around 2017, 2018, I believe. I forget which year. So these parts are like 6-ish, 7 years old. They're not the newest, and the CPU itself is kind of on a platform that a lot of people would consider dead in terms of they're not making parts for it anymore. They haven't made new chips for it for years now. But it's still modern enough where it supports Windows 11 and it's able to play modern games. I think that's the most important part. Even if things are old, being able to just play a decent amount of games still gives this some value. Like, I think I initially estimated this system to be around $350, but depending on what the rest of the build is, like what the power supply is, if any storage is included, the case, what the motherboard is, I don't have all those details, but this still could be a system that's worth a decent chunk of change. The rain has picked up a little bit, so I don't know if there's gonna be any place for cover. Hopefully, if not, then hopefully my hatchback is enough coverage. The PC should be fine, because they'll be in the trunk itself, but I don't want me and him to have to be standing out in the rain for too long. I don't remember the last time, if I've ever gone into someone's house. I've been outside of people's house plenty of times, but going inside, that I don't remember when the last time, if I have ever. I would have to recall back kind of far. How's it going, Ken?
Good, how are you?
Good, good. Is it okay if I park here, or is this?
Yeah, for now, because you're not gonna be here that long.
Would you like me to come up, or?
Yeah, come on up.
Okay.
I want to show you the rig. I've got it running right now.
Okay.
Make sure you're cool with everything.
Yeah, for sure.
Wow, I actually meet the real Danny.
It's nice to meet you.
Yeah, my Jen. Come on into my humble abode.
Okay.
I just moved in. That's why everything's in boxes.
Okay. Yeah.
But this is the rig I'm donating. It's
Oh, wow.
Whatever you want to do. Okay.
Wait, that looks like a lower profile 1080.
It's a double. I mean,
It's a double slot?
It's a 1.5.
1.5. Yeah, it looks thinner than a lot of other 1080s I've seen.
Yeah, it's the Duke model. It's the baseline MSI back then. You can overclock it a little, not much. I don't recommend doing it, but you can do whatever you want.
Yeah.
The extra RAM is extra RAM because eventually.
The extra 16, right? Because that 48 configuration sounded interesting.
I had 16.
Yeah.
And then I was going to replace it with the 32.
Yeah.
Because then I was going to upgrade the old computer I have because it's got the disk drive. Because I watch my DVDs and stuff like that on this.
Yeah.
And this used to be just my TV. I built that. Was going to have this as my second. I was going to be a streamer back in the day. And
Yeah.
never got into it. So this just sat around. I used it as a movie player, right? But then everything's downloadable now, so I don't need the disk drive anymore.
Okay.
Per se, right?
Yeah.
But I just couldn't throw it out because I was going to move this to. Where's the case at? That case right behind you, that Fantex.
Yeah.
I bought an old fan tube because it has a bay on the top, so I can put that in that.
Okay.
I was just going to rebuild everything and put it all in one unit. That was the plan 5 years ago.
Oh, okay.
You can see how ambitious I became.
Yeah.
Anyway.
And you said you were building a new system.
Here's all my...
And you haven't built it yet either.
Yeah, this just showed up yesterday.
Got it. Okay.
That's why, so I was waiting for everything, and then, I watched your stream yesterday, and I went, or 2 days ago, and I went, well, what am I going to do with that?
Yeah.
I mean, like you said, I could sell it, but I'm too freaking old. I figured I'd ask you. If you didn't want it, then I'd try to sell it, but I'd just donate it to you, too. I mean, I enjoy your content, and I know you love this stuff. I know you'll either sell it to somebody you know, or you'll do whatever you want with it, right? Mm-hmm. Strip it for parts. I don't care.
Okay.
Especially with the extra DDR4.
Yeah.
That alone you could sell. And the only other part I think might be interesting is this has an old GTX 980 in it.
Oh yeah, that's still pretty capable.
It's decent for a 1080p medium setting.
Exactly. Yep.
So I didn't know if you wanted that, or I'm just wondering if I should just. No, this showed up finally, so I don't really need the 980 either. This is basically parts. 15 years old, 2010. It's the i7-930?
That would actually be pretty fun to play around with, but
So I didn't know. I mean, if you want to take it with you, I have no problem with that.
Okay. What would you do with it otherwise?
Because as a backup in case I fuck up the build.
Oh, okay. Okay. Yeah.
But I know that has more value, so I'd rather move that, and then this would be.
It's funny because I'm more hesitant to take builds that are more valuable just because like I said, you can make money off of it. I take these builds all the time just because these ones is kind of more questionable, how much longer are they gonna last?
Exactly.
It's harder to move in the market. So for these ones, I take them as donations, no problem, and I can always make fun, revisit type videos. But I'm down to take this one. I'm actually very curious to play with the older hardware.
Here's my offer. Take them both.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna build this. And if I screw it up,
if you screw it up, I will bring back whichever computer you want, or
I'll just probably ask you for it. So come over here.
Oh yeah,
test it for me.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I can do that too. Right? Yeah. I can help you troubleshoot for sure.
It's been 7 years since I built that one. I never bought the latest greatest.
Okay.
I always bought it tear down.
Yeah.
That's why it's the i5, and that's why it's the 1080. I don't game at. I'm not a pro gamer. I don't care about.
What do you play? I'm curious.
I'm a big. I used to be a WoW player plus a MechWarrior Online player.
Okay.
And I still dabbled in MechWarrior Online, but it's not a high frame rate game.
Yeah.
High frame rate game makes it smoother.
Yeah.
Because it is not.
MechWarrior is kind of a slower paced.
That's
mech game, anyways, right?
I used to play Call of Duty. I used to be one of those guys, but recreationally. So I wanted to be a good gamer, but. I'm old now. My reflexes aren't there. You can tell I have 2 pairs of glasses now. It's like, I'm lucky if I can see them. But the mech game keeps me competitive because it models the rotation of a heavier class machine. So I can compete in that, and I still play it because I enjoy a first-person shooter where I'm not getting massacred every 5 seconds. So anyway, I know I don't want to take up all your time. Let's get these 2. Let me shut this down and get it out.
Did you want to pull anything from the system? I'm gonna wipe it regardless. Yeah,
so I haven't done that yet. So
I'm not gonna snoop around or whatever. So,
just. God, do I really want that hard drive? I should pull it. Fun part's gonna be trying to redo everything when I get that other one built. I really appreciate you coming over.
Oh, I mean,
saves me carrying this on a bus. Here we go. Yeah, that was cool.
5 terabytes. Yeah, that's a.
So that's why I bought this basically to put my Steam games on. But all right, grab the disc. I'm gonna pull this apart in case I break it. All right,
got it.
There we go.
Don't drop this. I will put this in a safe spot right here. Yeah, depending on if how well I can clean this up, I might put it all into a new case and then try to get it to the next owner.
Yeah.
So regarding this, I can sell this and I can send you the money.
No. Keep the money.
Well, I don't want to keep the money.
It's basically yours to do with it.
Okay.
Please.
Okay.
And if you don't want the money, donate it to a pet charity or something.
Okay. Sounds good.
That works for me. Okay.
I'm just saying, with everything going on in the country, people losing their jobs, government shutdown.
Yeah.
It doesn't hurt to have an extra few hundred in the bank. So.
Okay. Just contact me.
Okay.
Maybe I will need it to pay some of that.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. I appreciate that, but again, honestly, I just wanted to basically say thank you. You know, watching your content and stuff.
I'll grab this one. You grab that one.
You need the cables, right? Oh, finally, I get rid of 2 computers. Now I gotta build the other one because now I got I got nothing.
You gotta get that done today. Yeah. Well, it's still early on in the day, so
I'm off all day. So.
I did not bring my test bench just because I was didn't have time this morning. Like the fact that you wanted to donate it to me, I was like, okay, yeah. Why do I need to test it there? Like. Even if it didn't work, I'm sure there's some parts.
It should work too. I just haven't used it in 5 years, but it was working the last time I turned it on. So go ahead and try it.
Okay. I appreciate it, Ken.
Oh, no, I appreciate you coming all the way out here.
Good luck with your build. If you do run into troubleshooting issues, just let me know. Yeah, send me a message.
Oh, yeah, thank you. I appreciate it.
All right. Take it easy. All right, so the builds have been safely transported back to my house. And Ken was a super chill guy. I did not know he was going to be an older gentleman. I just assumed he was going to be someone around my age or maybe younger. According to my YouTube analytics, my viewer demographic is definitely skewed towards people my age and younger. So it was cool to actually get to meet some of the outlier viewers in person. Also, some interesting stats is that only around a quarter of you watching out there are subscribed to the channel. So here's a reminder that if you do enjoy the content that I make and want to see more of it, consider subscribing and hitting that bell notification. But no pressure. So yeah, first things first, let's take a more detailed look at the parts inside these. And we'll start with this older build first. So we already know there's a Core i7 first gen in here, but actually sitting on top of it, cooling it, is an Asetek branded AIO. I feel like you don't really see much of these days. You see their pump design used in, coolers that other companies sell, but an Asetek actual branded one with their logo, I feel like it's been a while since I've actually seen one of these. And the motherboard we've got here is the Asus P6T. I think these still fetch for a decent amount, mostly because of how rare they are, not because they're actually that valuable. It's more of a scarcity thing. Here's the GTX 980. It's the EVGA SC version. For the power supply, we've got the Antec Earthwatts 750 watt model. For memory, the motherboard's actually got 6 slots total, and 4 of the 6 are populated, 3 which are in triple channel, and then a single one on the side here. Let me pull these out and see what these are. We've got 2 gigs, 2 gigs, 2 gigs, and then 8 gigs. A total of 14 gigabytes of memory spread out between these 4 sticks. 3 of them are the same, and then we do have this Mushkin one that's kind of the the lone one. For storage drives, it's kind of hard to see, but we've got a 320 gigabyte spinning drive, another 320 gigabyte spinning drive, and then we do have a Samsung SSD. Let me see if I can see what this is. Oh, you're not gonna be able to see that at this angle with this camera, but it is a Samsung 850 EVO. 500 gigabytes. So this is still very usable. These two are kind of on the smaller side for spinning drives. For the case, we've got a thermal take, and then it says Cyber Power on here. So I'm guessing this is just like a pre-built, but I don't know what actual model case this is. If you guys know, drop a comment down below. But yeah, I'm not familiar with this one. Let's power this thing on just to make sure it does work. Ken said he hasn't powered it on for like 5 years. The fan LEDs are on. The pump is definitely pumping. And there we go. We have an image. i7 930. 14 gigabytes of RAM, BIOS build date from January 28th, 2010. So I'm gonna get this shut down and move this aside. I'll make a more dedicated video messing around with this hardware later on. But now let's check out the more modern system. So the inside of this system is like a night and day difference than the other one. Much cleaner in terms of like cable management and stuff. There's a layer of dust, but that's whatever. But yeah, look at this. Look at that main chamber. It looks nice and clean. We have a mastered liquid 240 AIO for the cooler, and underneath should be an 8600K. The motherboard is a ASRock Z370 Extreme 4, 240 gigabyte PNY M.2 drive down here. We've got a 970 Evo Plus, 500 gigabytes. Here's the 48 gigabytes of DDR4 memory, and he's actually got it alternating like gunmetal and black, so there's two different colors. That actually fits very well with this motherboard aesthetic. The MSI Duke GTX 1080, and he does have one of these long-running horizontal sag bracket. The case itself is a Fantex Eclipse. I don't recall what exact version this is. They've had various models over the years, but this is a Western Digital Blue 500 gigabyte SATA SSD. For the power supply, we've got the EVGA Supernova Nex 650G. I'll put all the specs on the screen so you can see it all in one place. But yeah, pretty solid budget system. So let's throw in my benchmarking drive and fire up some games so that we can see some preliminary numbers on this and put a little bit of load on it. Okay, I'm in, and we can see here we do have the 8600K. We have the 48 gigs of memory. XMP is turned on, 3200 mega transfers per second. We've got the GTX 1080 here, and I did go ahead and grab the latest version of the drivers for the 1080. So let's pop into a game. All right, we're in God of War right now, and let me really quickly show you the graphics settings. Let me hide the overlay real quick. So yeah, we are playing at 1080p, which is as expected for this kind of hardware. We are playing at native. This does have FSR and stuff like that, but we'll show native because I think this is actually going to perform pretty well. And then it's at medium settings, so not the lowest. And I think the game looks pretty good, so I'll turn back on the overlay. We are averaging like 70 FPS, so let me start the benchmark. And we can just kind of move around here. Yeah, so like dynamically moving, going through the stage and all that. FPS is looking pretty good. Averages like around 70, 1% lows, not dipping much lower than like the mid 50s. And you know, this is a modern game. It came out within like the last year and a half or so. It looks good, AAA title. So all things considered, yeah, it's looking good so far. But let's fight some enemies and see how that does. Alright, so we got some action going on here. The frame rate is dropping a little bit. The average is still holding over from when we were, you know, just running around. But I'll reset the benchmark. Yeah, now the average is closer to like 60-ish. The 8600K is working pretty hard, and the GTX 1080 is running at 100%, unsurprisingly. And the temperatures look fine. The 1080 looks a little bit on the warm side, but it could need a repasting, but nothing alarming on either of them. That frame time graph at the bottom there, it's looking pretty smooth. You know, no dips, no like dipping and peaking. It's pretty consistent. I'm actually kind of impressed. I know the 1080 was for its time like one of the high-end graphics cards, but it's playing a game that's like 6-7-ish years older, newer than it, and it's running it well. I think a system like this would make plenty of people happy. So that was God of War. Let's check out another game. We're in Horizon Forbidden West now, and we gotta compile some shaders, and I would say that would be the most annoying thing, you know, when you have older hardware that can still run games, but because the shader compilation actually is a pretty heavy like workload on the CPU, and it's dependent on how good your CPU is and how fast it'll compile. The 8600K is being slammed right now, you know, it's running at 95%, and the shader compilation is taking a little bit, but I think once we're in game, it'll run pretty well. Alright, so we're in game, and let's take a quick look at the settings real fast. Let me hide the overlay. So graphic settings, similar to God of War, I put it on the medium preset. And this does have FSR, but I have it turned off. So like there's XeSS, FSR, but I kind of want to show the worst case scenario because those things are only going to boost the performance. But again, this system is pretty capable, and it's going to be able to run it decently well. So I'll start the benchmark, and we can run around a bit. So just running around, looking at everything. And this is, again, a AAA title, gorgeous graphics, you know, super open world games, so pretty heavy on the CPU. And as we can see, the usage is like at 80 to 90%. The 1080 is also being pretty slammed, but averaging close to 60 FPS, just running around 1% lows of around 40. I would ideally like to see that a little bit higher, but this is by all means playable, especially if you're like on a budget. You gotta keep your expectations in check when you're not spending that much money on hardware. But let's go fight some stuff and see how that looks. Alright, we're approaching some mobs now, so I'm gonna reset the benchmark. And let's see how combat goes. So, yeah, performance stayed roughly the same. 1% lows did bump up a little bit, but I think that's kind of dependent on, like, what the scene is looking like and if there's a lot of stuff that has to load in. Like, if I'm just looking straight at the ground, look at that. The FPS goes up to, like, 80, but as soon as I look at, like, the mountains, it drops to, like, around 60. So, depending on how fast I'm, like, swinging the camera around and what pops into view, that could have some effect on the 1% lows. But yeah, I just wanted to get a quick look at the performance of this build because it's been a while since I've messed with 8th gen Intel as well as a 10 series card. But yeah, let's wrap up the video. So as of right now, it's still up in the air what the fate of this PC is going to be. I'm going to wipe the drives, reinstall Windows, and give all the parts a good clean. But whether it gets sold or given away has yet to be determined. We'll cross that bridge when we get there. If it ends up being sold, I'll give all the money to Ken because he spent a lot on his new build, so it'll help him recoup some of the cost. And also, he told me after the fact that he was considering buying a new monitor that's more appropriate for the new 9070 XT and 7800 X3D that he now has. I think this could be sold at a price where everyone wins. Like, the buyer can get a super solid deal, and Ken can get some money back. And with regards to this older build, yeah, I'll probably just do like an older hardware revisit at some point in the future. But that's going to wrap it up for this video though. Hope you all enjoyed and found this either useful or entertaining in one way or another. You may have noticed that my upload schedule has been a bit fewer and further between, and that's mainly because my baby girls have been keeping me really busy as of late. I'm still trying to balance YouTube and home life as best as I can, so please bear with me as I continue to learn how to navigate this new chapter of my life. One thing I have been able to keep consistent though is the weekly streams. So even if you don't see me as often in these long form videos, I am streaming every single week here on YouTube on Wednesdays at 5 p.m. Pacific time. So definitely stop by the stream sometime and hang out. Also, you can catch me in the official Nerd on a Budget Discord server. I'll have links down below. I pop my head in there pretty frequently throughout the week, and we've got a pretty tight knit community of PC enthusiasts in there. I'm gonna get out of your hair now, but before I do, I want to ask, are any of you out there rocking similar hardware to either of these two builds? I'm curious to hear, especially from anyone that's still chugging along with a first gen Intel Core series. But yeah, let me know down in the comments as well as any other thoughts you have on this video. I look forward to reading what you have to say. But yeah, I want to thank you all as always for watching and for continuing to support the channel. Huge thanks to the channel members for their above and beyond support. And gigantic thanks to Ken for meeting up and being a part of a fun ride along video. Be safe out there, and I'll see y'all down in the comments as well as next stream and or video. Bye.